So you get a new suit upgrade and suddenly there's new gadgets and doohickeys and mechanics you have to get used to. There's a ton of them. When it comes to playing video games, certain characters lend themselves to much simpler handling, when it comes to other characters. When you pick up a Call of Duty game, you automatically know what the controls are if you've ever played a first-person shooter. Ever since Halo really set the modern-day template to what a shooter should be, you kind of know exactly what you're going into. Something like Spider-Man, it's a little bit harder. This is a dude who has a ton of abilities. And not only that, most games see you starting off with only a few, and then you have to build up your repertoire of moves, your powers slowly develop and things like that. With Insomniac choosing to set Spider-Man 8 years into his career, we know that things are going to be a little bit different, considering he's going to have all these abilities unlocked right from the start. And recently, when Insomniac was specifically talking about the first mission in the game and how they wanted to throw this at the player, they essentially revealed that they developed the first mission to teach you every single thing Spider-Man has and can do. So right off from the bat, you're going to be swinging. You're going to be learning how to do complex attacks, and stringing together these attacks that include webbing, that include the rhythm of gameplay, that includes Spider-Man bouncing around, being fluid so it doesn't look janky. And they said that this was something that they really had to make sure that they nailed down. Specifically introducing all these mechanics, because there is a ton of them, they didn't want them to be overly complex, but they knew they had to be all there. So it was something that they really had to look at and teach you. So in the opening hour of the game, the long quote-unquote tutorial mission is going to be where we're actually going to learn to be the Spider-Man at this point in his career. Now, of course, this doesn't mean that you know everything from the start, because as they've said, whatever happens that causes Peter/Spider-Man to have to get a new suit is instrumental to how the game is moving forward. And with this new suit, he's going to have to learn new abilities, new powers, and new tactics to be able to fight his way to the end, to be able to take down the ultimate bad guy. Now, of course, this means that throughout the game, yes, you will be leveling up, yes, you will be learning new powers, but they will all stack on top of what you learned before. They're not going to be doing that thing where suddenly you enter in and they take everything away from you, because that just doesn't make sense for what they're doing here. And honestly, this gets me excited because I really don't like that. It's like every Metroid game you play. You start it, and then they strip everything away from you after you got it at the end of the last game. And I never really liked that element, so I'm glad that they're going to go this way, and this just gets me more excited than ever before.